Welcome, YouTube viewers, to this WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare exclusive. It's Friday, so it's time for another match, but be sure to join us for the regular weekly presentation starting on Saturday, November 5th, 10 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/WrestleVox for a weekly 6-match card of Fantasy Warfare matchups, plus all sorts of fun wrestling chat over at twitch.tv/WrestleVox. But each and every Friday here on YouTube, we'll present a special YouTube exclusive. So in the Fridays leading up to November 5th, we'll be sharing a match each and every Friday, and then in every Friday after that, even with the weekly presentations, they will still be an exclusive match here on YouTube. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, so that way you are able to make sure, there we go, that you are able to catch each and every single match here as part of the WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare series. This week's matchup will see Diamond Dallas Page, announced as the Superstar, going one-on-one with The Rock in a match that was heavily sought after by one Diamond Dallas Page upon his debut in the World Wrestling Federation in 2001. He thought it would be a big-time money match, People's Champ versus People's Champ, but instead he got the role of The Undertaker's wife, Stalker. Somebody in the higher-ups at WWE, or at the time WWF, thought that was a good use of Diamond Dallas Page's talents. Unfortunately, the angle fell flat, and we never got to see People's Champ versus People's Champ, but we are going to see it here today as part of Fantasy Warfare.
From Miami, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, The Rock!
This ought to be an interesting battle between these two contrasting styles. The Rock comes in hard-hitting, fast-paced. He's got the bulk over Diamond Dallas Page, but Diamond Dallas Page has a grit that has not been seen in many professional wrestlers throughout the history of this industry. So while The Rock may have Diamond Dallas Page outmatched in a number of categories, it could be Diamond Dallas Page's grit that helps determine whether or not The Rock is able to have an easy victory, a tough victory, or even win it all here. The Diamond Cutter versus the Rock Bottom, or the People's Elbow, whatever one you want to put up against it. Either way, those two are going to battle it out in this Fantasy Warfare. This crowd is behind The Rock. You can hear them chanting for The Rock, chants of Rocky, Rocky. And here we go. We are underway. The Rock comes out, like I said, hard and heavy. Nice shot. Open hand slap to the jaw. And then he drops Diamond Dallas Page down on the mat. The Rock up on the top rope. A little uncharacteristic of The Rock. But hey, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. Not quite sure what was going on there. Snapmare by The Rock with an elbow to the top of the skull of Diamond Dallas Page. Now The Rock has DDP back up on his feet. Collar and elbow. I don't know why I was going for the Irish whip call there, but it was not a Irish whip. It was a collar and elbow that led into a big-time power slam. Now The Rock up on the top rope. Flying elbow drop. What the hell? That's the beauty of this being Fantasy Warfare, folks. You'll see some stuff out of these performers that you wouldn't normally see in a match. Even they get a little wrapped up in the fantasy. DDP with the reversal. Throwing those hard forearm shots to the Hollywood jawline of The Rock. Rock better be careful. He might show up to his next movie premiere with a big old black eye, courtesy of Diamond Dallas Page. I think he's already done a bunch of Black Adam promotionals, but I guess it might be a little fitting if The Rock shows up with a black eye for Black Adam stuff. Slamming the face of DDP down into the mat, but DDP back up to his feet. Hard punches right to the jaw of The Rock. Oh, nice shot there by DDP to the nose, the bridge of The Rock. And then a side suplex on the ring apron. Dropping The Rock down. Now this battle is on the floor. Nice vertical suplex there by DDP. Been a big source of discussion in social media this week about whether or not a suplex could finish off a contest. But the clip being referenced is a superplex. So a quick history note, or not really a history note, but a quick educational note for those of you who don't know the difference between a vertical suplex and a superplex. Let's help it out here. Nice, we got a nice little glitch going on here in WWE 2K22. Okay. We were almost on the verge of having ourselves a count out, but yes, it has been a source of discussion this week in social media. The clip used was a superplex, so now we're going to give you that educational moment, getting back on track. A vertical suplex is what Diamond Dallas Page delivered to The Rock on the floor. Hook in the arm, hook in the head, lifting him over, without being in the corner of the ring. Now the clip that is circulating on social media from this week's NXT episode, that is a superplex, where you do the same hook in the arm, hook in the head, and bringing him over, except this time, you're about a good 7-8 feet in the air because you're on the top rope. So yeah, that's why it could be a finisher. Clearly the people questioning this were not around in the eras of elbow drops, leg drops, splashes, and DDTs being finishers. In some way, you could say the flippy-dippy stuff has ruined the basic finisher to some degree, but that is a subjective opinion. But I maintain that things like a DDT were once a finisher and no longer a finisher, as The Rock hits a mean little spine buster on Diamond Dallas Page, and now The Rock is looking to hit the people's elbow, throws the elbow pad into the crowd. Here he goes, hits one side, and boom, with the people's elbow. This could be all for Diamond Dallas Page. We got a cover 2, and 3. In this battle of People's Champion versus People's Champion, it's the WWE side that comes out on top as The Rock is able to defeat Diamond Dallas Page. As we take a look back at some of the moments that were of highlight in this contest, be sure to come back here next Friday for our next exclusive. And also be sure to join us live Saturday morning, November the 5th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/WrestleBox for the very first episode of WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare with your host, that's me, Bloody Bill Box. On that note, thank you for joining me for this WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare matchup. We'll see you next time.